Hey there, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the whole trashing people culture that has been around for a while, but is really becoming more and more prevalent. And I've kind of tried to stay away from it, to be honest, but it's just getting so annoying that I felt like I had to at least make an episode and just kind of throw my thoughts out there. And then I'm really curious to hear from you guys. If you're watching on YouTube, go down to the comments and leave your thoughts on what you think of this. But, when you go on these bigger Facebook groups and boards and things like that, people are just absolutely trashing each other about they're not really overlanding because they didn't do this, or they're not really an overlander because they don't have a rooftop tent, or they did a DIY project and it's stupid because XYZ, right? So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I wanted to put some positivity out there and kind of give you guys again my thoughts on that thing, and I want to hear from you guys. So again, there's a lot of negative impacts that has on the overlanding community as a whole, I think. So again, I wanted to just talk through that really quick and get your guys' feedback. So let's get into this whole trashing people culture that's kind of making itself more prevalent in overlanding. All right, guys, so as I mentioned in the intro, today I'm talking about this whole trashing everyone constantly with memes and stuff on all social media, all forums, all groups that are into overlanding. I'm going to kind of cover a few different things that I'm seeing from, just trashing people online in general about the definition of overlanding, to trashing people for doing their own DIY projects and stuff. And then finally, people that are getting trashed just for asking questions that may or may not be sort of common knowledge within the group, right? So let's start with trashing people over the definition of overlanding. This one's kind of one of my big pet peeves because it doesn't freaking matter, right? Like, this is my opinion on it. I get it. I get that technically overlanding is overused, right? I definitely have overused it. I had someone call me out on my recent Wisconsin trip. Drove 8 hours away, left on a Friday morning about 6 o'clock a.m., was there through Sunday, so it was a 2-day trip, basically, where we did stop at, restaurants. There were gas stations and stuff. 8 hours each way was on the highway. So, it's not like I was, crawling through trails and, truly off-grid the whole time. And they were like, this isn't overlanding, it's car camping, and blah, blah, blah. And there was just a huge, 5 or 6 paragraph thing that this person posted. And they're not wrong. I'm not trying to argue the fact that technically, according to the, encyclopedia definition of overlanding, technically that wasn't overlanding, right? But where I'm going with this is there's this gatekeeping mentality, right? Where my comeback to that guy was like, hey, yeah, technically you're right, but why? What's the point, right? What are you proving? What was the point in taking 10 minutes to type this 5 paragraph long, epithet that says you're not an overlander because of these things, right? And that's what I kind of wanted to bring up is we can argue all day long, right? We can argue back and forth about what is overlanding, what isn't overlanding. Did you cross an international border? Are you truly relying on your vehicle, or did you have to stop for gas or water or food? We could go back and forth on that as much as we want, right? And I know that a lot of the bigger, organizations and YouTube channels and things like that do international trips and stuff, they kind of poo-poo on the rest of us that, have full-time jobs and can't go on a month-long trip to Alaska or, a South America trip or go overseas. We just can't, it's aspirational for us, right? We all want to be able to do those kind of trips, but for us, maybe it's just a 2 or 3 day or maybe a week-long trip if we're really lucky, right? But again, my point with this is, regardless of what the definition of overlanding is, call it car camping, call it overlanding, call it whatever, right? But there is this huge push. It's almost like a ganging up of people, like a mob mentality of people saying, "Ooh, this guy said he was overlanding, but he only went for 2 days, and he was on the highway, and he didn't cross international borders, and he ate lunch at a restaurant." Let's get him. Let's gang up on this guy, and let's really show him that he's not an overlander, right? And again, my point with this is why? What does it matter, right? That's stupid, in my opinion. So that's kind of part number one, right, that I wanted to talk about, and I really wanted people to think about. I really want you guys to think about that. Like, if you've been a part of that and kind of jumped on that bandwagon, I mean, I've been tempted, but I try and, again, especially because of the channel, right, I never want to be a negative influence, so I mostly stay out of most things. I try not to be super defensive with my videos if people tear me up. I try not to take anything too personally. I try and celebrate everybody else's successes and do-it-yourself projects and things like that. But I know there have been times where I'm like, oh my gosh, this person's, says they're overlanding, but they only went for a 2-hour drive through a national forest or something. But, your brain goes there. It wants to, I think humans just by nature want to be kind of negative and want to prove themselves superior by kind of, demeaning other people. I mean, you see it in kids and stuff all the time. I know my kids make fun of other kids, and then they feel bad when they get made fun of, and I try and point out, like, hey, maybe that should make you think about the way you treat other people when you're mean to them. You don't like it, right? You don't like it when you're treated mean, so maybe you shouldn't. And that's it's like a childish thing, right, that's happening on all these boards. So again, I wanted to bring that up. I wanted everybody to kind of think about it, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments again if you're on YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast, links in the description below to all my social channels. Wherever you want to hang out, wherever you want to be, come hang out, and I'd love to hear your thoughts over there. But then, so next, we've talked about, people getting trashed for their thoughts of what overlanding is or isn't, and whether it's car camping or whatever, right? The next thing is the DIY stuff. And this to me this is kind of how I got into overlanding. So when I started doing quote unquote overlanding, however you want to define it, 4 or 5 years ago, I had never done it. I'd done a little bit of off-roading and stuff. I'd done a little bit of camping, but I'd never really done anything with overlanding, and I didn't have much money. I was, not that I'm rich now or anything, but it's been 4 or 5 years. You move on in your jobs, you move up, stuff like that. So, I've hit a point where I'm a little bit more comfortable in my budget for overlanding. I've got the basic gear that I need. I don't have to buy everything new like I did when I started. But I was doing a lot of DIY stuff. And I loved watching DIY videos on YouTube and reading about DIY projects that people did. And I've created a bunch of DIY project videos and stuff that have gotten really positive results for the most part. But I just feel like this is another sort of similar thing where like people post up their DIY projects, and unless it's like stellar, like they like CNC machined a bunch of stuff or like really like trimmed everything up and built a really professional sort of like drawer system or Rotopax mount for their vehicle or whatever, like people just trash them, right? And again, I say why, right? Like what is the benefit of that? What are we accomplishing with that? Like, I love seeing, new people getting into overlanding, maybe making some mistakes, right? And trying to be constructive and help them with, hey, maybe you could do this, or, have you checked out 80/20 instead of Unistrut? Like it's a little bit nicer, it's more expensive, but Unistrut's good, but this is maybe a little bit better. Giving people like helpful, constructive criticism and not just absolutely dogging people out and trashing them, right? Like, it's just amazing to me that in this day and age we still have that kind of stuff, right? And again, when I started, it was a lot smaller 4 or 5 years ago. Like the whole term overlanding was a lot smaller. The groups were a lot smaller. There were a lot less people. Like anything, gaming, politics, anything where you throw a bunch of people together, you get that mob mentality. So I get it. And again, I'm not saying there's any way to avoid it. But again, I just wanted to weigh in a little bit on my opinions on this stuff. And I want to really get like my audience, the people that listen to me, thinking about that. And I hope that we're all kind of being positive agents of change, right? That are encouraging people to get into the hobby, not trying to discourage them because they made a really crappy wooden drawer system or something that doesn't look super professional. Instead, we could say like, wow, that's awesome. And you're going to test it out and work on it for your setup. Next time, if you want to check this out, here's what I did with mine, or here's, a YouTube video that I watched that was super helpful that made me, make a better drawer system than I originally did, that kind of thing, versus just, oh, that looks like crap. Did your dog make that? Blah, 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 blah. There's just so much negativity out there that I wanted to kind of throw this out here to everybody to like, can we really pay attention to this and try and like help these people, like be encouraged to stay in the hobby, not try and scare everybody away. So the DIY efforts are definitely one of those things where I've noticed a lot of negativity. And again, I'd love for us to be more positive. And then last, trashing people for like common questions, right? So yes, we get a lot of questions about tires and stuff like that, right? We get a lot of questions about rooftop tents. We get a lot of questions about what is overlanding, right? There's a lot of people asking about the definition of overlanding and stuff, and they ask that all the time. I have, and there's a link in the description below to the Newbie Overlanders group that literally a year ago came out of this exact thing that I'm talking about, where it was so negative on like the Overlanding USAs of the world, the other big groups and stuff, that I was like just tired of it, right? Like I don't want to see just nonstop spamming of promotion from YouTubers and stuff, right? Like people just dropping video, no explanation, no sentence or two to tell you what you're getting into when you click on it, just a video link or just a shared thing across multiple groups, right? Or people asking the same questions over and over again and just getting destroyed. I'm fine with people asking the same questions, and I often try and like go and say, hey, this question's actually been asked a lot. Here are a couple others that I can link you to, right? That will give you those answers so we don't have to rehash it, right? But there's a ton of helpful information. Here's where you can find it. And so again, it's the same exact question with this too, right? Like, but why are we trying to trash these people, right? Like, if someone has a question that's been asked before, we can direct them to existing resources. We can, reiterate previous things that we've said. We all have good answers to these things probably by now because we've seen them a million times, right? We all know like what we would recommend AT, RT, MT tires, right? Like what type of tires would we recommend? It depends on your setup. It depends on your trails that you're going to hit. It depends on a lot of factors, right? So here's what you kind of have to think about. There are a lot of YouTube videos out there and stuff that we can drop links to and just say, hey, this may help you. It helped me a lot, versus again saying, this is a dumb question. Why did you ask it? 20 people have asked this. Have you heard of the search bar? Let me Google that for you. Like there's just so much negativity out there that I really wanted to try and like, again, talk about getting some positivity into it. But again, what are your guys' thoughts, right? Like, are you seeing this too? Are you getting really turned off by it? Like that's what I'm worried about, is that overlanding has grown, which I think is great. I think it's a great way, even if you can only go 4 times a year for a weekend trip. It's still cool to like have that aspiration to maybe be able to go more and to sort of build your rig and to enjoy that stuff. It's a much healthier, outlay of effort than a lot of other things that you could be doing, right? It's something that, even though it's grown tremendously, there's still not that many people going out into the woods and exploring and meeting new people and hanging out and sitting around a campfire and, that sort of thing, talking about their rigs. So I hope that it continues to grow. But what I'm seeing is it's becoming so toxic and so negative that it worries me that we're going to start to go in the opposite direction. Now, some people would probably argue that's not a bad thing, right? Because then you don't have as many uneducated people going out and trashing the woods and stuff. But here's my thought on that too, is I don't think the people that listen to my stuff and watch my stuff, I don't think they're the ones that are going out and trashing these places, right? Like, I think you guys get it. You folks that listen to this understand that like there's a responsibility there, and that overlanding is like a fun thing, but also like you got to be smart about it, right? You can't just go out and trash the wilderness and leave your trash all over the place. That's dumb, and it's going to get things shut down for everybody else. I think the people that are doing that are probably the people that throw the most shade at everybody else, or people that have no idea what overlanding are. I know here in Indiana, it's just, there's tons of folks that just go out camping and they think that the woods are their own, and they'll shoot bottles and break bottles and cans and stuff, burn stuff in fire pits, leave it all on the ground, leave nails and stuff in the tree. I don't think those are overlanders that are doing that. I think it's more just like your normal sort of like campers that are going out and doing that because they feel entitled to, right? I think that entitlement too, though, is part of this negative culture, right? Like there's just so many people just feel like they deserve to be able to like sit on top of their throne and like poop on everybody else that's below them. And there's just this sense of entitlement that like, there was one the other day about YouTubers that was like, it was somebody trash talking the fact that Trail Recon has his wife on his episodes now. And they were like, it went downhill when that happened. And it's like, bro, it's his channel. You don't have to watch it, right? But there's this entitlement that like, I expect ABC from a YouTuber or ABC from people that are joining this group. And if they don't do that, then I'm entitled to just wreck them, right? Just to truck them into non-existence, destroy them. And that's not true, right? We're all people, we're all adults. We ought to treat each other with respect and stuff. That's my opinion. But again, post up in the comments down below if you're on YouTube. Go over to the social channels if you're on the podcast. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think. I'm just getting a little bit tired of it, if I'm being honest. And again, my goal is to promote the hobby of overlanding, especially for newer folks, and get you interested in it so that you can try something different. So that you can get into this awesome hobby that, for me, has been sort of a life changer, right? Like, I mean, for the last 5 years, I've been building a truck, 2 trucks now. And like, it's like not just a hobby anymore. It's like a part of who I am, right? And it's a part of a lot of my friends that I've made have come from this hobby. A lot of the experiences that I've had in the last 5 years have come from trips. Again, whether they're to a nearby state or whether they're across the country, right? There's still a lot to be garnered from that, gathered from that, gained from that exposure to this sort of hobby / lifestyle. So again, let me know your thoughts on that. If you're new to the channel, if you haven't, seen my YouTube channel before, if you haven't listened to the podcast before, welcome. I'm glad to have you. I hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're on YouTube. I hope that, you'll continue to listen on the podcast. There are links, as I mentioned, in the description down below to all my social channels. So wherever you want to hang out, I'm on everything, right? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to hang out, come find me. I'd love to chat with you. There are also links to Patreon, which is also controversial, and maybe we'll talk about that next time. But I did start a Patreon about a year ago. Just got a few people in it, but they're all awesome, and we all have a Discord, and we chat, and we have a once a month sort of like Zoom call where we get together and talk about our rigs or builds, that sort of thing. It's awesome. And I appreciate the support. So if you want to support the channel, consider going down to the Patreon thing. And then last but not least, that Newbie Overlanders group. There's a link down there to that too. If you want to join that, if you want to get away from some of that toxicity, come join the Newbie Overlanders group. We'd love to have you, and you won't get pooped on all the time. So again, I hope that was helpful for you. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about this and what you have to say. So I look forward to chatting with you in the comments.